Hey, what's going on, Earth Tribes? How's it going? Whoa, knocking over water. Jeez, what a way to start. I'm here, and that's how it's starting for somebody. Watch it. They said for somebody it's the liquid courage, and for somebody else it's just like how the emotions outpour. So we're gonna light some stuff for that. It was just clearing some energies here while you're shuffling these decks of cards for you, and also getting a spin on my musical tarot deck. And welcome to the Eclipse reading. I think somebody needs to know that I pulled out my super squishy, like, that ball. I'm hearing some of y'all might like have a need to like get your hands on something that's like too far away, and it's like you might need one of these things. They're really awesome. Okay. Can do a little smudge on your energy. And we're gonna be reading for the Earth Tribes. So if you have a sun, moon, or rising, one of the Earth element tribes, such as Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus, this might be your reading. Also could be your reading if you're dealing with one of those people and just trying to get some insight. I have already shuffled and dealt. I'm going to get to these. There's actually 6 decks of cards here, and I need a little bit of incense. This is the moldavite. It's how you get a nice hem. This will let us know about putting a hem in the right place. Oh, I keep hearing about. Like, all right, you're really funny. I keep hearing. This is something that we only know because we're Amish delinquents. I'm hearing about somebody who's just like the dropout Amish and how well it works for hems. So we have moldavite for this. Dragon says, click me over. Ow! Don't drop me on my head. What is this about your disappearing act? Somebody's making a run for somewhere and moving real fast. I hear too fast. Be careful. Take your time with things like travel and all of that jazz. Okay. What's in Miami? I'm hearing some messages from you guys while I'm just getting this set up, so know it. Your guides are really funny, by the way. So, whoops. What we're gonna do is a 5-card reading for each one of these tribes. But before we go there, I have some other readings to do for you. Kind of like a little bonus thing, but you will see that I have a crystal prism right here. I hear the NSA wanted to see me hold this up about my AOL shield and how I landed it here on my face. To get a view on what the internet is. That's for my Taurus. For my Capricorn, we've got the selenite wand. Ba-dum. Yeah. And I'm going to be using this really nice big crystal clear quartz point for my Virgos today. Now, while I was shuffling the Sibillas with the Indigo Gabbro, I was getting some messages that were coming through a song. I'm just going to play the tip of the song for you. You may have heard it, you may not have. This is a song by Barclay Crenshaw, and China. Wow. I don't know how that happened, but my super squishy ball just like jumped off of this table here and rolled under my foot, which is kind of crazy. So I hear somebody is really ready to pop off. I don't know what it is. They said it's like holiday, vacation, and like your birthday and the thing that you didn't do, and all that stuff wrapped up in one. And so somebody's excited. It's squish time. All right, who are ya? What's going on, Earth Tribes? Because I'm hearing that some of this is like proof time for what you've been all about, what you're doing, how you're doing it, and showing somebody like that you're the best. Because I'm hearing it's like the best, and you've got to be the baddest. And so this song that showed up while I was shuffling these are ready to go, is called The Baddest. It's by Barclay Crenshaw, Cam, and China. I'm just going to play the beginning for you and get an idea. Well, there's a message that somebody wants to deliver in person. That's a messagary. Ooh, somebody's stressed about what's on that paper there and what they want to do. Ooh, and how am I gonna put this in front of you now? And what this is next. Wow, so we got a merchant here, and this is somebody that might have turned their back for a really good reason. And so, wow. Alright, let them know that you're the baddest. And so, I could just let that one go, but we're hearing that this has to do with a message and jealousy. So, yo, showing up at the top here, Desperato per gelosia. This is the jealous person. It says, no, you're mine. Ah. And there's a card peeking out here from behind. It is the Yow Jovine Fanciulla. She's the one that's like discreet, and sometimes she doesn't know what to say. Sometimes she's just you know, and she'll kind of point it out, but she's one of the virgins in the deck, and so even if she's not a virgin, she's kind of like virginal in spirit somewhere. I hear she might like ASMR. So, we've got some people that might be disperato per gelosia. That's a jealous person that's like, I'm going crazy without you. And she be pointing at something over here. I think she's pointing at this message like, she said something, I sent it. But sometimes when it's coming in this way, it's like somebody might already be with something in their hand on their way. That's what the stress is for. It's like, I put everything I could into that. And it's like, what did he turn his back on? She, he, they, other. Did somebody turn their back? If they did, they were probably really busy, because that mercante there, that's a merchant. That's somebody that's been working, and that's the look of either pissed off or consternation on their face, like, oh. I'm hearing for somebody, it's like, they turn their back and somebody else is tripping, and it's like some weird kind of situation now where somebody's either jealous of what somebody's doing or the attention they're getting. Oh, somebody wants to peek out. What's going on here? Oh, prigione. So I'm hearing for somebody, it's like either being in an emotional prison or like realizing what somebody was tied to before, and this person's really stressed out. And I'm hearing that the way they might be letting you know they're the baddest is showing up at your door, putting it in your hand, asking you for more. But you're gonna know if that's for you or not. Alright, Earth Tribes. That was the first thing showing up, and that song, if you liked it, is called The Baddest. Barclay Crenshaw, Cam in China. I'll put the name in the description below if you liked it. Now, we have shuffled and done loads of cards. There's a lot of cards here. What I'm going to do is lay them down because I got them ready for you. And then whatever's showing on the flipsies is going to be our tribal call for the element of Earth. So, first things first. One Barvu, Virgo, for Capricorn, and for Taurus. Those are our archetype cards to give us an idea of light and shadow attributes. Ooh. I'm going to read these to you in a minute, don't worry. Don't trip. I'm going to tell you what everything says in a minute. Alright, for the physical material realm, we've got the Rider Waite Smith Tarot deck. One for Virgo, one for Capricorn, one for Taurus. We've got Queen of Cups showing up. And the Samaritan over here. Oh, I'll be telling you more about that in a minute. What do we have for our spiritual sector? We've got cards from the Holland Psychic Tarot Oracle deck. How long it took to wait for this. And got romance cards. Magic showing up. And we got some advice from Archangel Michael. And what it means to be dignified. Alright, so, these are just, I'm loving this, Earth Tribes. Way to go. You the baddest. Hit them where it works. Alright, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. First things first. We have an idea of what this energy is all about during this eclipse period. And light and shadow attributes, how they might be showing up here. We've got the Samaritan card showing up. I know some of y'all might be really familiar with that whole portrayal of what it is to be a good Samaritan. And I'm hearing for some of you, it's more than that. It's actually being a good steward of, which there's a difference, actually. Here, there's, the steward is someone that will provide the boarding and the space. The Samaritan's also helpful too. Sometimes they're more of a contributor in a different way, though. They might be more of a tither or a partner. This card is actually pointing to a strong reference. I'm hearing whatever orange means to you all. For some of y'all, it's like wrong pink, and others it's like the new black. But I'm hearing this is time for lower chakra balancing, and I'm going to whack on this just like I did with fire tribes. It's ground on our lower chakras. There's a lot of sacral influence coming on here. I'm hearing some of y'all might be cooking to get together with somebody. And there's great indications if that's the case here overall. But Samaritan here, light attributes state refines your capacity to help those you would prefer to ignore. Shadow attributes state exacting appreciation and recognition for the help you offer. So, some of you all are being confronted with what quid pro quo means, and I'm hearing in some cases it's just like the act of loving kindness and like reaching for somebody else and just being like, I caught you. And that's what this picture is here. It's like being engaged with your twin, you know, with your twin elements, your twin asset. They might have wound up in the junket in some cases, but in other cases it's just realizing where you have actually created such equanimity in your life that in your abundance you naturally have a catch with people. And I'm calling this like the divine reciprocity. It's what the law of attraction never offered anyone. So this is where we catch each other instead of just sending out conjures and hooks. Now, something's showing up underneath this. Okay, I just see it scooting over, so I'm just going to show you what it's looking up at me right here, because hearing this might be a context clue for some of y'all about how that plays out. This is about guide. I love this energy. The guide is one of my favorites. As a shaman, this is a great card to receive here. I like it when it shows up in my own personal readings. Helps me know that I'm following my inner and that the supporting evidence is around me at the same time, quantized at 0-point frequency, of course. Light attributes state represents the nature of the divine in life and in yourself. Shadow attributes state places financial gain and control over imparting spiritual insight. I'm hearing for some of y'all, that's exactly what you're being juxtaposed with. It's realizing where you might have been like some floating talking head out here and not being caught, even though you're offering the guidance, and realizing that someone was there to catch you, or in some cases offering that to somebody else who maybe just felt like they were just floating around out there and like nobody gave a shit. And I'm hearing too, it's like in this shadow attributes on both of these, it might be confronting situations where you are catching people or like attempting to do that, and being in the midst of people who will just let you go if they are not receiving what they think you should be catching from them, you know? Or it's like, well, I did this for you, now you got to do this for me. And it being like a quid pro quo kind of situation. So that's a tough match too, you know, because we're looking at, this is like, I don't like primary, secondary as a reference point to colors. I think it's absolutely a horrendous thing to state to anybody, but that's the kind of colors we have here. We've got lower chakra and we've got upper chakras. And so it's like balancing that primal urge to go for something and the need for it to just be clear in the center. And sometimes there's like a big hole in the middle. So it's like, where are we being caught? What I'm seeing showing up that I love is this Queen of Cups energy and her upright. And oh my goodness, isn't she beautiful? She could be somebody that you're dealing with at this time. If this is not how you're embodying your energy of the water element in their natal constitution, most likely somewhere in the sun, moon, or rising. That would be a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. I keep hearing Cancer rising for somebody. You're gonna know if that's you or not, but I love this. I show up like this a lot. I'm 0 degrees Cancer rising man myself, and so a lot of times I show up like this woman here personally. And I think she's a good person to show up with. Especially if this is somebody that might be catching you or that you might be catching in some kind of way, because this person has been through it. They've been through it. They've got angelic help with them that is fixed to and with them. It's literally like, almost like they got rid, like they don't have the devil on their shoulders. Like they've got the angels that have been through the devil shit with them. And it's like angel 1, angel 2, angel 1, angel 2. And I'm hearing some of y'all are in contact with the Elohim, and you might be speaking tongues with me in the private sector, which I appreciate very much. But this woman here, or whoever this person is to you, doesn't have to be female identified, she, he, they, other. This person has been through some emotional things. You see that they're sitting on this throne, and they're very focused on whatever is in this urn. I'm hearing it's kind of how they earned their position to feel things and not be swept away by this like water here at the sea. It's real wavy. I won't say it looks choppy, but there's mad waves up in there. And so that is somebody that has learned to deal with their emotions, and in some cases they're grieving a loss of some kind. I'm hearing for somebody, it might be a recent passing or something that they're concerned about, and it's almost like whatever that concern is like reaching for them constantly is what I'm hearing. And so for some of you, this is learning to deal with impulse control, especially over your need to like really be controlling over things, and that could be very difficult for some of you. The beautiful, hardy, robust earth tribes are often very stubborn. And once you have your mindset, especially if you are intent on making some kind of gesture or pouring yourself into something, it's got to really pull at you before you're willing to do that. I know. And it's like, it's wonderful that this person is showing up, or this energy is showing up upright, especially at this time. It could be a really emotional time, especially with Mars is challenged, and a sign like Cancer and then moving into something like Leo. It's real fiery. You almost kind of have to have something that you're very focused on, like reaching for you and calling for you before you're willing to endeavor emotionally. And so I get that with a lot of you, and it seems like this is a time where you might be trying to figure out, where do I do this? Where's the balance? Is this about money? Is this about love? Is this like how somebody's pulling at me for base needs somewhere else that weren't working out while I was putting in all of this work as a guide? Or in some cases, it's all about loving how you're connecting this after a difficult time. So I'm hearing for some of you all, it's like trying to wait for something to pan out. And if it didn't have to do with your job, it's something that you racked your brain over. And I'm hearing you literally had to like wrap yourself up and play like genie in a bottle to even get it to work. And it might have to do with the people that were around you and like trading time for dollars. And in some cases I'm hearing it's like either whatever partnership you were in or like family stuff, like whatever your family situation is. Because I'm hearing for some of you it's like real close knit, and it's like almost like they're too much in your brain. And I'm hearing for some of y'all it's because you're like mad psychic. You're like super freaking psychic, and it's like no matter what you try to do, it's like mom got that one on the clock. You know, it's like somebody like just clocked your number on this, and you've been waiting for something to change so that you can actually take a step. Because I literally see this person like pacing, going around in circles, and trying to get themselves in the right kind of shape is what I'm hearing. Because this Two of Wands, this is a lot like the Two of Wands card. This two, it's a Two of Fire here, waiting game, and the John Holland. And I can't help but notice that, oh, fertility, wow. Okay, so that's like the Empress showing up underneath here, and she's just like, show me I'm fertile. I've been guiding this for you. I want to present. How I wifed with you. Fertility. I love her. She's gorgeous. So this is like the Empress, all right? This is like your gorgeous, loving, nurturing, full of room for others in this like Samaritan sense. She's very guided, and she's in her heart center, and she's got this halo around her that protects her. And I'm hearing something about like ovarian concerns with somebody actually having been identified, and like some kind of tests, and just like waiting for results and stuff. I'm just gonna tell you, I'm already praying, and a lot of us, that's all we do. And I'm hearing that especially if this is like how you were rooted to somebody, like the way something grew was protected because of how it was encapsulated, is what they're saying. And they're also showing me this other card sticking out, so I'm just gonna show here. So emotional loss. I'm here for some of you all. That might be why you were so protective, and that might be what you left behind. It's like a shell echoing is what this one looks like. But this is kind of like your Five of Cups energy. And this person really looks sad. So I'm hearing for somebody, if this isn't what's happening right now, this is kind of like, I don't feel like this is foreshadowing. I feel like this is showing like what somebody may have left and gone through a grieving. I'm hearing for somebody, it's like something that happened with either grandpa or grandma. They're giving me like a deceased relative that may have been like matriarch or patriarch in your family, but how it left you was like this, and in a state of waiting. And for some of you, it's like waiting to know if the fertility treatments went well, or you know, if the pregnancy is going to take. And some people are just dealing with, I'm hearing it's like endocrine stuff and things with ovarian issues. And I'm hearing that especially at this time with the Mercury retrograde and things, sometimes the test results and things aren't always great. You might be hearing that you need to take another test, is what I'm hearing. And if they tell you that, you might want to wait until this season is over with retrogrades, because it's where a lot of people are getting misdiagnosed, okay? So, and that just typically happens anyway because of the distortion that's caused with the magnetosphere and how biologically as energetic beings, when we have a big, massive, sweeping magnet going between the Earth and the Sun like that, it really messes with technology, it messes with cognitive function, messes with a lot of things. And so sometimes waiting is the hardest thing to do. Okay, the other thing that was showing up also kind of along that line, so I don't always take it this way, but because this is the personal and romance card from the romance angels, it says chemistry, but I'm here for somebody it literally might have to do with like your chemistry, like body chemistry, biochemistry. And for somebody else, this is about how much beautiful chemistry there is between you and somebody else, because you get up on that one nice and close, you can see they're on some kind of date and they're sharing the light. It looks like it's like coming out of his hand, and she's like, wow, I can play with that energy. And they look pretty cozy, so this is a beautiful card for sexy. And it might also be possible that they have one of these and they want to show you how to squeeze it. So, yeah. If you don't have one, especially if you are an Earth tribe, I think you might need one. I think you guys like to sometimes have something in your hand. Especially if you've been getting mad about situations, and sometimes it just helps to squish it. So there's a strong magnetic attraction here. Earth tribes. Not bad. I'm here for some of y'all. It might be a really big deal too, because it's like you haven't not been feeling like that, and especially in this like retrograde season and stuff. Oof. It might be a biggie. And this is the one that was sliding out from the bottom at me. Separation. So, separation. Time apart from your partners on the horizon. I'm hearing for something else too. That was at the bottom. But that's not what's been going on. This is like what happened and maybe why they didn't know you the baddest. Show them what it's worth. And songs like that show up. And not wanting to wait for that magnetic attraction. Alright, and I love this. Okay, so I'm going to have to give you at least two here because these are peeking out at me. But we've got self-respect showing up number one right here as our Archangel Michael card for advice, practical advice, and a prayer. And I'm hearing for somebody, this is like whatever you left behind, especially if it was like a bad relationship where it's like, alright, now I'm in my namaste mode. I've gained back my self-respect from what you can never take from me or cheat me from. We've got this card showing up. They were showing me this is your life's purpose. Right underneath it was sticking out too. So I'm hearing for some of you, this is like learning how to speak up about what you've learned in this process. And in some cases, it's like how you extend yourself as the Samaritan or guide with other people. And I'm just going to read these two prayers for you because I really like the prayers. My prayer. Dear God and the angels, thank you for helping me see myself as you see me through the eyes of love. Thank you for honoring and respecting me. Please guide me to do the same for myself and grant me the courage to speak up on my own behalf. I ask you for your protection in all my relationships so that I'm surrounded by loving and kind people. I'm hearing for some of you all, it's like, that's what you've been doing. It's like some kind of act of virtue, and it's because of whatever has been on your head. And I'm hearing it might have to do with whoever that deceased loved one was. And why you've picked a direction and what things get cut right now. Who you entertain yourselves with, who you spend your time with. And I'm hearing for some of you, it's like learning to take your communication levels and your connection levels up a notch because it was not where you wanted it. And so because of dignity and self-respect and your life purpose and being clear on that is the time to move forward in your understanding and appreciation of how you extend these energies. Here's what the prayer says. Archangel Michael, you know the details of my divine life purpose, and I ask you to help me be aligned with my goals. Please clearly guide my actions so that I'm taking the best steps to fully manifest my wonderful and meaningful career. It doesn't have to be career, but I'm hearing for some of you that might be what this is about, and like either waiting for a job or somebody that you can talk to about good business chemistry or some kind of relationship where you're working together. All right, so that's what was showing up on the context over everything for my Earth tribes. We're going to start with Virgo. I mean, Virgo, you need to speak up. That's for your throat chakra. Okay. Put these aside. We'll get to Capricorn and Taurus next. But now, time for Virgo. Virgo. What's up, Virgo? Got 5 cards for you. Alright, Archetype card first. Destroyer. Okay. So, something is getting blowed up she waited. Right here, Virgo. Here's what the card says. Light attributes. Releasing what is potentially destructive. Preparing for new life. Shadow attributes state. Intoxication with destructive power. Destroying others' dreams or potential. So for some of you, I'm hearing big time for truth. Which side of this were you on? Are you revealing something? Or is something being revealed about you? You might want to check what was going on in the fire tribes. You might be dealing with a Leo. Is it a Leo? It might be a Leo. Came up with something I'm hearing. You might be dealing with a Leo. If you don't have Leo in your chart, you might want to take a look at that reading. Those were just uploaded. But yeah, I'm hearing about just things that got to the point where it's like, if you look at how a seed births into a plant, it's a destructive process. It literally has to be destroyed and exploded before life can shoot up. And so this could be rather chaotic and something that I hear most Virgos not going to want to freaking deal with. A lot of you guys just don't want to deal with this. So, especially if this is like your sun, it's like Virgo's going to like, you know, not want to say it, but in some cases, once you're pushed to that point, it's a thing. So this is the card that's showing up as the theme. And it's kind of like a tower moment is what it is. And they're saying you might actually have like Scorpio elements somewhere in your chart that are influencing this. Well, I'm not hearing sun. It's like somewhere in your chart, like I'm hearing Venus or Mars. Ooh, okay, so what's going on in your physical material realm, Virgo? With the Rider Waite Smith tarot deck, we've got the 2 of Cups in reversed. Aries just had this show up in their spiritual, energetic realm with the John Holland Psychic Tarot Oracle card in the previous reading, so you might want to check that one too if you're dealing with an Aries at all, if you have that in your chart. These might be in tandem with each other, although they don't have to be. I just cross-reference if I remember. But we've got the 2 of Cups. I don't really love this card. It's like soulmate energy. Sometimes it's just people who connect well, you know, heart connection, like soul connection. And this is an equal exchange between people. It's something protected. This is a card of union and yoga. And it can be very romantic too. And it could literally light somebody's world on fire, especially if it's like that. Because something's blocked. So you might be dealing with somebody in your world that's strong in water element too, so they could very well have one of the water elements, one of those tribes in their sun, moon, rising, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. This could be them. And sometimes when I see it like this, it's just discord in a relationship or some kind of block. I'm hearing for somebody, it's like, it's just jealousy. I'm hearing like profanity, like profane jealousy over somebody else's status. And it's like, I keep hearing like, you stole it, you stole them. And it being like a bad accusation. I don't know if somebody's making this accusation towards you, Virgo, or if it's like the other way around. But it's like, I'm hearing like somebody like accusing another person like stealing their love interest or some kind of relationship. Please know you can't steal somebody. It's like, you know, people make their own decisions, right? But I'm hearing for some of you, it's like dealing with some kind of backlash because of this relationship, whatever it is, and something that somebody literally might have done. I'm hearing intoxication with destructive power. Literally, I'm hearing somebody got intoxicated and said something stupid, and it was like the end of this relationship. And so that may or may not be you, but some things are coming to an end. That's what eclipses are for. And I will caution against like drinking a lot and just like cutting people off, because this could be a really weird emotional time, and you might regret it. In some cases, it's better to just like block a little bit and make sure that you're not trying to rip somebody off emotionally, or that somebody isn't coming after you that way too, Virgo, because this is a time where things absolutely get cut off with finality, and it doesn't have to be fatal, but there's something new coming forward, and sometimes it's at the expense of relationships that don't need to be there. So let's see what else is going on. Things could be different, and there could be other messages that come up along with these cards pairing. In the spiritual, energetic sector, we've got victory and success. That I like. So this here, 6. This purple color in the John Holland Psychic Tarot Oracle deck is kind of like a fire card. This is a little bit like the 6 of Wands in your Rider Waite Smith, where the person is successful. They have completed whatever the task was that let them become victorious over whatever petty stuff might have been going before, or some kind of confrontation, some kind of challenge. And here for some of you, it's like really what you did. It's like you did something different last month. There was something you totally did that was different, that really sent out a call. I'm hearing it's like how you put your energy out there, and it was something that you were wrapping up. And I'm hearing this is something you might have been working on since you were 6 because of what you knew and what your family knew, and how you have been protected for whatever it is you had to blast on your horn and like explode this energy. And it might be for a relationship or some kind of partnership that maybe it's pending. I'm hearing it's pending. It's like, you don't know me yet, but this is happening, is what I'm hearing. And I'm hearing for some of you, you need to know, you're like, that's a success right there. That's looking good. That's sexy. That's fiery. I'm hearing it's like, if this is you like getting ready to toot off about something or somebody, they're going to love it. They're absolutely going to love it. It's like how you do it. It's something about how you attend to details, because that's one of those things you might overdo as a Virgo sometimes. It's like how much time you put into critiquing yourself until it's good. And so it's like by the time it comes out, it's like, oh. And so that's awesome. And it's good for you to know that, especially if you're putting yourself out there about something that you have not been able to say, and it's like you're just dumbfounded with this news now, and it's something you have to speak. So victory and success, this could also be somebody you're thinking about, and if you're thinking about them, very likely that they have strong fire element in their natal constitution. It's going to be like your Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries somewhere, and most likely Sun, Moon, or Rising. But let's see what else we can find out, because we've got a personal/romance card here, and that is a dun-dun-dun-dun, past life relationship. Do you believe in these things? I'm not so much into that, but I know that sometimes we have past energies that do show up. They might be karmic, and I don't say that like it's good, because karma sucks, you know. But this is karma time. This is where things are getting cut off and changed. And for some of you, this is like the person that, why do I feel this about you? And it's like, can we just and do this? And wanting to speak up about something, because I'm hearing for some of you, this is like a want. This is like wanting to do something. And I keep saying, it's like this person's like out on the edge of this cliff, like blaring their trumpet, and this is an explosion off of some kind of rock here. This is like Mount Vesuvius going off. So this is a big deal for some of you all. What's getting cut off, y'all? What are you doing? Whatever it is, it's like, it's a changing. And I'm hearing for some of you, this is like realizing that whatever relationship you were in was not satisfactory. And that this might have been like 2 years ago. I'm hearing it was like, couldn't even go there, is what I'm hearing. And somebody that was groping wrong at you. It's like, I don't know. It's like they sneak up on you a certain way. And you might have really been into it, but I'm hearing it was like how they like hovered wasn't like your way. And some of you guys really don't like that. I know that about you, Virgo. And sometimes it's just like somebody can give you the ick, and then it's like, get away from me. And you don't want them anywhere near you. And I'm hearing for some of you, this is like why you had to do something last month and why you're feeling really good. And you might be confronted with this person again. This doesn't have to be great. Sometimes people see this and like, yes, that's my relationship coming back. And I'm like, sometimes I see this and it's like, wrong Fabio. It's like the wrong Fabio here. And, you know, they might have already moved on for a reason. That might be the one that, like, took your breath away. And now it's just like the red flag. And dun, 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 this is why I'm successful now. Because I left your ass behind. And you don't get to do this now. Dun, 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 dun. Now I destroy you. Dun, 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 dun. That's how it goes. So use your best judgment with things, because just because you've known somebody before doesn't mean you want to have them in the door. I'm hearing for some of you too, this is just like learning to deal with what other people might call mood sways, bipolar tendencies, feeling especially challenged by the mercurial nature of where this retrograde is affecting you. If you're a Virgo sun, Mercury is actually a ruling planet, and some of you might do fine with the retrogrades, but anytime the magnetosphere is induced by this big, you know, wobbly magnet that Mercury is, it's like a big, huge magnet. It's like molten metal sweeping between the Earth and the Sun and going whoosh, you know, every 88 days or so. That could kind of mess with you a little bit. And so sometimes it's like, you know, the divide in your own mind and this relationship with yourself, and like how you quantify where your energy is going and what it is to feel successful, and maybe how far you're willing to extend yourself with somebody that might feel really close to you, that could be like an unsettling up and down thing, is what I'm hearing. So this is stuff that's showing up right now, Virgo. Let's see if we can get a little advice here from Archangel Michael on this. Well, I like this one. Write about your thoughts and feelings. And for some of you, this is actually what this is about. I'm hearing it's getting a book release, because it's something that you learned, and making sure that it comes across right with the person that you're actually wanting to extend it to. And I hear it's like, oh, this is where I eat crow and tell you I'm here to sing your praises, and I wrote all this stuff down, and please, before you thumbs me down, hear me out. This is what I'm hearing. And so let's see here. Sometimes you got to write this stuff out. Write about your thoughts and feelings. A little prayer for you, Virgo. thank you for helping me tap into my God-given creativity and wisdom so I clearly express myself and glean insight, blessing, and healing. That sounds good. I'm gonna hope so for you too. Especially if this is somebody you want to be with. Because I'm hearing for some of you all, this might be some kind of spiritual partnership that's literally wrecked how you look at everything. And it doesn't have to be in a bad way, but it still might scare the shit out of you. You know what I mean? So we see this person here who's like, stop everything! And kind of protecting or stewarding this person here that's, I don't want to say beneath them, but sitting next to them. Right there. Alright, hey Virgo, hopefully that's helpful. If you'd like a personal reading, hit me up at artoflove.me. I'd love to take a look with just your private energies on that. You can hit me up there if you'd like to know more, and if not, take care. Be a blissed out version of yourself, because that destroyer can destroy you that way too. Decide on bliss instead, you know? Catch you again when we're back for another one. I'm gonna do Capricorn now. Let's see what's going on, Capricorn. Capricorn, Capricorn, Capricorn. I'll sip of water first. Job and stuff. Might be especially magnetic right now. As might you. Capricorn. Alright, Cap. Let's see what your cards say. Alright. Alright. Ooh. Did somebody try to burst your bubble? Alright, Capricorn. Make sure this isn't you doing this to somebody else. Well, maybe somebody... We'll see. Sometimes people have a need for certain bubbles to be burst, but I'm hearing for somebody this is like somebody might have burst your bubble about something. And here's what the Saboteur card says. Light attributes highlights your fear of self-empowerment and the changes it would bring to your life. Shadow attributes state induces self-destructive behavior or the desire to undermine others. I'm hearing divide and conquer from within your fold. It's like some of you are identifying like some real devious stuff that's been going on around you, and like how you literally got put out just so they could take stabs at you. Oof. That's not good. I'm hearing for somebody else, it's like, make sure you're not the one doing this to somebody else, Capricorn, because I'm hearing if you like, just me this little baby set out to like fail and being given, like I'm seeing the baby being set up to be self-sabotaged here. And it's like what somebody would do if they thought you were too naive to set you up that way so that they could get something. You're going to have to know what side of this you're on, but that's a real nasty energy, that Saboteur. And so I'm hearing like people are being called out in the open big time. And thank you for advanced home security on that. Alright, what else can we find out? What's going on in the physical material around here, Capricorn? King of Cups in reverse. Well, yeah, that Queen of Cups showing up right over here, presiding over all the energies for all of the Earth tribes right now. I'm hearing for somebody, this is learning that somebody had it out for your relationship. It's like you might have been at distance from whoever, you know, that King or Queen of Cups is here. Know if this is you, okay? She, he, they, other. I'm hearing this person might be upside down because of somebody playing sabotage in the relationship. And if so, it's deliberate. Somebody did that on purpose. I'm hearing jealousy. But this person here who's showing up, if this is not you, does not have to be you, Capricorn. This is a character. Sometimes this can be like all kinds of different people. When they show up like this, that's a very emotionally stable individual that sometimes plays poker face really well. Like, I'm going to say he here, but know your own gender. I don't know if you can see his face right there. he just kind of looks like everything's okay, you know? He's sitting there not moving. He's on a pedestal of some kind. He's sitting out there in the water. There's like waves, fish, things jumping out. That's like wavy ass water. There's boats out there. It's like he's already all out in the sea. And this way, it's kind of like lost at sea. I'm hearing for somebody, it's like finding out how somebody perished in an accident and like a problem with a boating accident. It said somebody literally pushed this person off the boat is what I'm hearing. Yeah. And that's specific for somebody. But for somebody else, I'm hearing it's like long distance travel that didn't go well, or somebody being freaked out about getting food poisoning or like seasick or something. Just be careful if you're traveling this time of year too. It's like kind of weird travel time, so take time to make sure that your plans are good, because some of this might just be fear. Like you might be setting yourself up for like weird emotional stuff, or have somebody that like kind of nags at you, that sets you up emotionally. Because I'm hearing some of this, the saboteur doesn't have to be that awful if you stop self-sabotaging. Because for some people this is just like, oh, I just know this is going to happen, and just like having negativity in their mind, and how you can literally conjure that. And so that's not what you want to do, you know? You want to cut that kind of energy off during these eclipses especially. It's great to do that. Go trim your nails, you know? Go cut your hair, and just know that when you cut this thing off, it's like make a covenant with yourself that that's the end of this behavior, and just know that now it's something fresh, and that that's what your body is growing and grooming. I'm hearing you might be dealing with, or maybe even avoiding, it could be avoiding this person for some reason, somebody that's strong in water element, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. And if this is how they're showing up to you, either they're just devoid of any care emotionally, they might be just emotionally blocked. But if they're not, it's like weird emotional outbursts, and sometimes not good, because this person, this guy, when he's not balancing his emotions like this, especially if he's been like Mr. Poker Face for a long time, and he shows up like this, he might just bust a can open, you know what I mean? Just like go off on somebody. I've seen them be like overly emotional and weird with how they'll gush. And sometimes it's like somebody that's got alcohol issues. I'm hearing that might be knowing when to cut off certain people. And I'm hearing for some of you, this is just like a reminder of why you actually stop drinking around people. It's like something childish, and things that you might be tempted to do around these people, and being confronted with it. Because like these retrograde seasons, especially like Mercury coming into retrograde now, it's like you might be confronted with some kind of like exes that it just reminds you why you stopped certain things. Let's see what's going on in the spiritual, emotional, energetic realm. We've got a chakra card showing up. 4th chakra, heart chakra. Protecting the heart. Lots of green here. I'm hearing for somebody too, if this is like learning how somebody was sabotaged, or like hearing it's like an anniversary of someone's passing that might have been a friend of yours. 4 years ago maybe. It doesn't have to be, but it's a time of the heart chakra being very open, and in some cases learning how to grieve. And this is really up and down. This is somebody going up in a hot air balloon, and this is somebody literally like tanking underwater. And so I'll make another recommendation. If you're scuba diving and taking an airplane at some time, make sure you wait enough time in between, because that doesn't mix. And I'm hearing for somebody, this is like, you're making travel plans and you're planning on doing some things. Don't get too adventurous with doing those things too much back to back. There's a certain amount of time you need to wait between those things. You can literally like explode your brain and your heart and things, you know? So, heart chakra, you might also be, where was it? It was, I want to say it's Aries. If you're not an Aries yourself, if you don't have like Aries, Sun, Moon, or Rising mixed in there, Capricorn, could be some other part of you. But I'm hearing you might be dealing with an Aries who is having an awakening. It could be like a heart chakra awakening. I was getting a notice on partial Kundalini processing for somebody that is becoming awake at this time and where that's affecting them. And I'm hearing for some of you, it's almost kind of like big brother, big sistering, big othering for somebody who might be healing from an emotional situation, because this doesn't actually have to just be your energy. I'm hearing if that's the situation, make sure you're really stabilizing yourself with this, because this could be an emotional situation with somebody, especially if they feel like their life had been turned over. And I'm hearing for somebody, it's like they might have just been picked on ever since they were a child. It's like somebody was sabotaging them. I'm hearing it was either like an abusive parent. It could be, it doesn't have to be the father, but I'm seeing an abusive parent, mother or father, and knowing that when you're dealing with them and having that on your mind too, and making sure that you're emotionally taking care of yourself and cleaning those channels and clearing those channels so that no reciprocal data is like being shoved into your halo, because sometimes you don't need that type of reciprocation. It's like once your energy has gone somewhere else, it's kind of like you shield and those things burn off around you. That's going to make sense to some of you. Alright, so let's see what we have going on in the personal/romance sector, Capricorn. Forgiving and learning. Yeah. Okay, so this was also coming up for, I don't remember, it was one of the fire tribes. But this card, it's kind of what I was just talking to, especially if you're being brought to a point where you're thinking about or experiencing the remnant energy of somebody that you either left behind, somebody that might have tried to get in the way, or how those memories, like, it's kind of like Klingon energy, might have you like second guessing how you open up emotionally, because I'm here for some of you all, that's what this is too. It's like learning how to open up after a situation where you've had to forgive the past or another person. And maybe you have. Maybe you've completely forgiven them. Maybe you've completely forgiven yourself. Okay? Maybe you've practiced the Ho'oponopono prayer, you know? I love you, I'm sorry, thank you, please forgive me. You know? And just knowing when you can trust yourself emotionally with other people and with your own self, without self-sabotaging. And that can be a feat sometimes. This is a good time to collect your energy and just be aware of that. I'm hearing get your feet in the dirt if you can. Just spend some time, do something in nature. This dark green is just like green. This guy's trying to put his foot in the water over here. I'm just seeing that this is going to be grounding for you. And I'm hearing, listen to your inner guidance, because I'm hearing some of you might be listening to too many freaking people. You might have been listening to way too many people, and it's like, get you on the runaround, you know? You don't need that. You need to focus on your own heart chakra, where you know your healing is. Listen to the inner guides that are helping you with keeping the balance in your solar plexus here, and know that as you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. And so for some of you, it's like you're having to let go of something, especially if you're trying to open up for something. And I'm hearing the number 4 means a lot to you. So take a look at that if that's the case, and let's see if we can get a little advice from Archangel Michael and a prayer here for you. This one says this situation is already resolved. Maybe that's what you needed to know. Maybe this is about the faith to know that, especially if somebody tried to cheat you and go after your heart, or like go after this thing that you've been like reaching for, trying to take cheap shots at you, Capricorn, that, you know, the situation's already resolved. And I'm hearing for some of you, it's like, this might have to do with how you were parented, or like how you needed a hug that wasn't there, and learning how to forgive and stabilize yourself in a different way. But this situation is already resolved, and that's good to know, especially if you're going through a difficult time. At this time, one of the things I like to recommend to people is keep in mind what a difference one day can make. One night. If you can give yourself one more night to sleep through it and just wake up another day, sometimes that's all you need. And so this card says this situation is already resolved. Here's the prayer, Capricorn. I give any worries, cares, and concerns to you in exchange for true peace in all ways. Thank you for resolving this situation in a divinely perfect way. So that's real heart chakra connection here too. And very much leaning on your, whatever your guidance is, your energies here. We've got this angel, and I'm seeing these kind of angelic beings here overhead. And I'm hearing it's just good to tap into whatever it is that helps you know that. Because for some of you, this is something that, it's something you already released, and I'm hearing it might have to do with an anniversary or some kind of date coming up, and what it means to miss somebody or whoever this king is. Alright, hey Capricorn, that's what I got for you. I hope this makes sense. Hope it's helpful. Let me know if it resonated, and if you'd like a personal reading, hit me up at artoflove.me. I'd love to do one with just your energies on it. So take care, Capricorn. Be blessing to yourself and hopefully others, and I'll catch you again. We're back for another one. Thanks for being here. Alright, let's see. Gonna move on to Taurus. Let's see what our Taurus has. Alright. Okay, Taurus, your archetype card. Woo-wee! Goddess. Oh, yeah. Okay. So, Aries just got this card too, by the way. Possibly have some Aries in your chart. You might be dealing with an Aries, although that doesn't have to be the case. I will read to you what this goddess energy says, because... Oh, wait, no. It wasn't Aries that got this. Aries got Hedonist. It's almost the same dress, though. She's just in a different pose. But, hey, you might be dealing with an Aries somewhere. I did hear it. This card says light attributes. The feminine expressed through wisdom, nature, life force, and sensuality. Shadow attributes states exploitation of the female nature and form. I'm hearing, for some of you, this is like really big deal. This is about your coming of age process in some cases, with how you have been growing and grooming yourself. For some of you, this is like how you're being objectified, and sometimes at work. And this person is out in front. Like, if you look at her up close, she's in a beautiful dress, and she's kind of showing a little cleavage there. And I mean, for some of you, it's like being tempted to maybe show more than you want, and like where you draw that line on your goddess energy. Because for some of you, this is like, well, this is what I do, and then and you know, but this is who I am, and where those things might get crossed, because some things you do might not actually reflect who you are. And I'm hearing for some of you, this is like, where do I put the brakes on something so that I don't feel like a phony about how I'm putting myself out, especially if it's like your sacred goddess energy and know your own gender. You know, I'm seeing she here, and I'm seeing somebody that I would call she if I didn't hear otherwise, right? And that doesn't have to be you right there. This could be somebody that you're dealing with too. And there are plenty of guys that might resonate with this energy too, you know, whether or not they're overtly in touch with their more feminine attributes. This is a receptive energy. This is being a witness to the goddess when it's on the light side, and who the goddess is, and sacred femininity. And I'm hearing for some of y'all, this is like pissed off time. Especially if it's like realizing how somebody was kind of setting up somebody that you care about. Because I'm hearing about, it's like they don't care about you. And somebody feeling protective about that. So you might be cross-watching for a Taurus, and it's like, you're not on show like that, you know? Like, I don't see you that way. And I don't like that they're treating you that way. Is what I'm hearing. And so it's like feeling exploited for something that you're putting out there, and maybe how you're just, you know, I'm seeing somebody that's being beautiful and maybe feeling fertile and lovely, and how sometimes you might just be feeling like that, and people might cheapen that, you know, and knowing where people don't get to make you feel cheap. Especially if they've been like tipping you or something. And I'm hearing for somebody, and here's no offense on, you know, what you might do for a living, but I'm hearing for somebody, it's like, don't treat me like your stripper, you know, is what I'm hearing. Somebody like getting really upset and being like, don't tell me how to wear my clothes. Don't tell me that. And it's like, I don't care if you're showing up here, but I'm hearing somebody getting pissed off and being like, you don't tell me how to dress. Like, stop commenting on my body. You need to send Kali Ma in on that one. She knows what to do with that. What's going on in the physical material realm? The moon. Alright, Taurus, what's going on? So, I'm hearing some of you might have either like Pisces or Scorpio somewhere strong in your natal constitution. It might be really challenged. And I'm hearing for some of you, this is like barking at the moon in the dark, or crying and trying to reach somebody that's just not there. It's like there's a divide there, and there's this creature coming out of the water. It's like reaching up from the under, like trying to get in between whoever these two dogs are. This is a card of psychic communication, hidden things. A lot of times it's really romantic too, though. This can be a very romantic card. This can be like how things got so eclipsed and polarized in your world that you had to speak up and bark, and maybe you didn't know how. Might be something that you're considering and contemplating. And I'm hearing for some of y'all too, this has just been going on a long time, and whatever made you feel like you were back in a younger time, because they're showing me 18 here, and I'm hearing for somebody it's like, alright, if I could be 18 again, this is what I would want to do, and I'd want to do it with you. And that it's like a confession that somebody wants to make. And I'm hearing for somebody else too, this is like getting something stable with chemistry. I'm saying it's like mental chemistry thing too. It's like feeling like somebody might be on the other side of your brain, and just like knowing whether or not it's the right kind of crazy or if it's like time to pop the Prozac is what I'm hearing, or, you know, some St. John's wort or whatever it is that you're taking. But I'm hearing for somebody it's like knowing when to make a change about what it is that they're sharing with others on an essential level, because I've seen somebody that's doing really it's I want to say it's like, it might be a very gentle kind of work, or like an energy work here, or something that you're considering doing. And I see this one show up sometimes for like my ASMR people. It's like, it's almost like a career card that I see for this one. Sometimes it's like the moon. It's like how they put that out there. And it can be a subtle energy that's not so subtle too, because sometimes it's these things that leave a real texture, because that is a major arcana card. And sometimes when I'm seeing that card in between people, there's a lot of energy, and sometimes it's not spoken. It hasn't taken a form that is so clear, because it's like hidden in the dark a little bit, but it's palpable. And so this could be a time where, you know, somebody's feeling like they might be bursting with whatever this energy is. And if it's a romantic thing, it might be really romantic for somebody. And for other people, I mean, it could be elusive too. I like seeing it that it's right set up here. But if you're dealing with an exploitative situation, I feel like somebody is literally trying to take advantage of what they can, like, I just see, like, it's like this little lobster is, like, coming out. It's like, I'm gonna get you. And what they can get their hand on to wedge. And I'm hearing for somebody, I mean, that might literally be why I'm going to reference these. This was the first reading that came up with the Sibillas. Why somebody has had maybe a hard time speaking up. And whatever this jealous situation is, I'm hearing interloper, like somebody like literally trying to get in there, like, so, what's going on the emotional, spiritual side of this? Wow, you've got the power. So for some of you, this is like balancing how you're hearing things and expressing them. I'm hearing it's like we're two sides of the same us. And see, there's like this face here in the moon. It's like what is inside of us, balancing primal urges with our sage wisdom. This 8 card here, this is like the strength card from the, this is the John Holland Psychic Tarot Oracle deck, but in a more traditional deck here, also a major arcana. And this one often symbolizes Leo. I usually see it as Leo moon, but I'm more of a moon reader myself, and I have a Leo moon, and this one shows up for me a lot when I'm reading for other people that have Leo moon. But you could be dealing with somebody that's got a lot of Leo in their chart. I'm hearing they might have a lot of like cat appeal, like some kind of cat appeal to them. And I'm hearing green-eyed monster for somebody too. They're focusing on, they're showing me this green eye here, and I'm like, it's like some jealous ass person. And it doesn't have to be you. This might be you like realizing where somebody is two-faced with you, and where they might be power struggling with you, and where you might cut it off. And I'm hearing for somebody, it's like they got too comfortable with their place in your life, and it's becoming a little exploitative in some situations. And I'm hearing, if this is a jealous situation, this person might be real jealous and dubious and devious, and it's like I see them with this green eye, like reaching up like, you're mine, and trying to control things because of what they think they have or what they can do and their power in this. It's like, but it's like a weird idea of where their power has come from, and I'm hearing it may or may not be real. It's like it might be real to them, but their ability to instigate further with you might not be something that you allow to be real anymore, is what I'm hearing. And that sometimes it's like knowing when to put the kibosh on something. There's a lot of energy with this because it's almost like a push-pull. I'm hearing it's like somebody, if this is not you, because if this is you and you're demonstrating your power, wow, you got it going on, you know? You've got your heaven and earth balance here, you're embodying it well. And in other cases, you might just be dealing with like some real crappy Leo character, is what I'm hearing. Like wherever their Leo is, sun, moon, or rising, it's like, well, this is showing up upright. I mean, this isn't what I usually read in reversals, so the energies can go different ways, but I'm hearing that it could be like a power imbalance with somebody that thinks that they have control over you, and how they are approaching or attempting to approach, especially if they want more sexy from you, is what I'm hearing. Okay, so what's going on with the personal / romance card? Well, actually, before we go there too, hold on, because there's another message here too, unrelated to that. If this is the romance that is wanted, this is like bringing your brain really close to itself, especially if this is the one where you're like, oh, we're like two sides of the same us, you know, where it's like these two that can communicate in a subtle way, where it's like at night when we're nowhere near each other, it's like I hear you and I feel you and you're here with me, and how things can actually get closer with somebody by being in your trust as you demonstrate your power. But I'm hearing for some of you, this is like a sign of special communication that you have and special wisdom that you have been able to embody by being open in yourself and how you express yourself, and just being in touch with that feminine goddess side. So do for you. Like, I'm hearing like salt and oil scrubs right now will be good, especially if you're clearing any toxic energy or feeling like you might be in limbo somewhere or like far from somebody you want to be with. But I'm hearing like spoil yourself a little bit. This is a good time for you to do that, Taurus. Always a good time to do that, but I think especially now. Alright, so personal / romance sector, healing family issues. Alright, so this one says your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. And here, some of y'all are laughing about that one. It's like, yeah, mom's a little controlling. It's showing me somebody hovering. There's somebody just like literally hovering over here. And there's like dad and the kids. And know your own characters. Maybe that's mom. I don't know, you know who your people are. But I'm hearing, if you didn't lose a relative that's like overseeing this, kind of might be just like how mom oversees. I'm hearing she is psychic and she's a little crazy. She's a little crazy, and she's like, you know, you might be like daddy's boy or girl, and it's like a close family. That's what I'm hearing. It's like some kind of family situation. But I'm hearing that this forgiving your parents isn't like, for some of you, this is like you need to forgive your parents, especially if there was some kind of power struggle or something that you're dealing with. I'm hearing it might be some kind of division of assets and something that you're expecting to have to deal with in August. Like you're rendering into Caesar, but for somebody else, it's like rite of passage time, and it's like being confronted with family situation where they're like, whatever's going on has gone too far, and what their opinion is of what's gone on too far. And I'm hearing in other situations, it's like your family giving you an okay and a blessing for what you're doing, or having an acceptance of how you're putting yourself out there. Because I'm hearing for somebody, it's like family kind of had a problem, or maybe not a problem, but like apprehensions of maybe how your goddess energy is out there, and how you were putting yourself out there, and what they might have told you you would amount to, you know, as a person, and where you've had to kind of like draw a line. And I'm hearing in some cases learn to balance what you might have been told was you being crazy or having multiple personalities or dissociative identity disorder, and how you've really galvanized yourself and put yourself in a good way, and being in a place now where you can deal with that and maybe even speak openly about it. I'm hearing about like manic depressive, bipolar, different things that some people may or may not have been medicated for. And it's like a special kind of asylum is what I'm hearing. So good for you. Bless you, Taurus. You know, it's a big thing. I'm hearing for some of you too that this is like just a power struggle in a relationship where somebody feels exploited, and I'm hearing somebody might have gotten their ass chewed out with this here. And you might want to be careful with this one, especially if you're living in a situation where it's been like a toxic environment with somebody that's like two-faced, that vacillates between I'm gonna rip your face off and oh, now I'm your guru, and like somebody just being like crap with you. And that if that is somebody like that. It doesn't have to be you, but careful if it is, because I'm hearing that it's gonna lead to a separation. You know, there's like this person that's coming together here in their spirit energy, and then there's like this separation here where it's elusive and it's not being spoken of, and where healing needs to happen. So good time to start working on that. Definitely hearing the salt bath is going to be good for a lot of you guys. One thing that I like to recommend, if you don't buy stuff like this for yourself, Epsom salts are easy. I like to buy stuff from Lush a lot of times. So you can get those bath bombs or whatever. But I like to make them too. You can just make a salt and oil scrub. You get like a little bowl and you pour like something like this maybe. I like to use a mortar and pestle a lot of times, and pour some salt at the bottom and then pour oil on it. So you got maybe, about a knuckle's worth higher than your salt. Mix a little bit of baking soda in there and stir it up, and you can put things like essential oils in there too if you like that, and you can just take a bath or a shower and like rub it into your skin, and it's a really good way to detox things and to help pull and release toxic energy out of the somatic cells. And so please know, things like that can be especially helpful when you're bam showing up with the goddess energy, regardless of your gender, and also at a time like this where it's an eclipse, because that's literally how we can eclipse energy out, and salt is very purifying for that. Alright, so I'm gonna wrap this one up on our prayer card here. See what the advice is from Archangel Michael. It says, ask Archangel Michael to help you with this situation. So some of you might be calling on resources and angelic help. Maybe you're in contact with the Elohim. This card says, Archangel Michael, thank you for assisting me with whatever your situation is. Please help me be filled with faith and peace at all times. And I'm hearing for some of you all, this is like, it's almost like a cry for help, and knowing that, especially if you were leaving some kind of abusive situation or a situation where you felt like you had more questions than you were getting answers in your immediate environment, that this is the kind of peace that you're going to get that proves that no one took it or touched it. How about the peace that no one else was able to take from you, and the peace that is only yours? I'm going to set that as an intention for you, Taurus, and wish you the best on this. Hope it resonated. Let me know if it did. Hit me up at artoflove.me if I can do a reading with just your energy on it. I'd love to do that. If I don't hear from you, you take care. Be blessings to yourself and others, and we'll catch you again. We're back for another one. Bye for now.
Promise that you'll catch me.